very different. So what is the theme of this year? This also you have to understand. And you have to mention about the TFR also. That is the fertility rate. Fertility rate of the, I think now it is 2.1. Is in the during the period of the mother's period, fertility period, how many children she can produce. Today, as of now, India ranks 2.1. If I remember correct, it is 2.1. This also you should mention. And what are the various programs which have been introduced for with reference to the population? And India is now, it has crossed the China. And what is the total population? World population. All these points you have to cover in that speech. And the speech is, as usual, you have to first a salutation, then what is the position, what is the purpose of World Population Day, when it is celebrated, how the awareness is created, and what is the importance, what is the reproductive health, and what are the various missions introduced by National Health Commission, etc. What are the governmental programs, all these things, one para. So depending, yesterday I told you, depending upon the mark, you have to keep the length. So suppose the mark is only 10 marks, you need not write up to 2 pages, 2.5 pages. Suppose the mark is 25 marks, definitely you are expected to write more than 2 pages. So keep this in mind. Kindly send it to me. Only one assignment I got, that is not enough. I will correct it. Of course, I will definitely send the finished passages, but only to those who have sent me the answers, not all. I don't want to give premium to the laziness or whatever. This is the World Population Day, number one. Number one question, this is. Second question is, very important, Mansarovar Yatra, Kailash Mansarovar Yatra. This is also current affairs. Nothing new. I have not unearthed something which is not available. In the paper you will see, definitely I translate it. This is Mansarovar Yatra. First thing you should know, what is the cultural importance, number one. And what is the period, June to August, every year. And which are all the states concerned. External affairs friends will be knowing better. 3 states are in. One is Uttarakhand, and another is Sikkim, and the third, of course, is Nepal also. The agency, which is the agency, Sikkim Tourism Development Corporation, and ITBP, Ministry of Home Affairs. So what is the total expenditure expected? 2 lakh per head. And what are the 3 routes are there? One is Nathula, is from Uttarakhand route, the Sikkim route, and Nepal route. 3 routes are there. What is the total number of people covered? So normally 800, 750 in 5 batches it is. But the coordinating ministry is external affairs. All these points you should say right. To whom the Ministry of Affairs, that is your Foreign Secretary, will write to the what is known as Chief Secretaries of Uttarakhand, Sikkim, and other people, emphasizing the need for, especially in the context of Pahalgam, that is what is the problem, security problem, what is the measures to be taken. All these things should cover, including you have to send a copy to the ITBPs and the MHA. So naturally, you have to send a copy to the Home Secretary also, asking them to keep a watch and open a control room. External affairs also, you should open a control room so that you take proper action on these things. This is the important point which you know better. You may be having more information. I have given you only skeleton information. So this is second question which we have seen. Now third question. Third question is very important. This is also again current affairs. You know the enforcement director, Kejriwal case, Kavita case, so many cases are there. PMN, Prevention of Money Laundering Act, 2002. That is, of course, Chidambaram's brainchild. It was introduced, and it has created. I mean, Supreme Court judgment, subsequent amendment, they made it. They have provided more teeth to the act. So there is that you should know the Enforcement Case Information Report (ECIR) otherwise called ECIR. What is the role of ECIR? What is the FIR? You should know the difference. So the Enforcement Directorate is the attached subordinate office under the Ministry of Department of Revenue, not Home Affairs. Department of Revenue. This is a civil service question. This is in civil service last year, in the present 25 civil service preliminary, this question came. Department of Revenue is to issue a press note defending the Enforcement Directorate, ED. They should say, and Supreme Court has already said, that the Supreme Court said you have to provide a copy of the ECIR to the accused. It is not a substitute for FIR, remember, simply because FIR is a must. And most importantly, this has no statutory backing. FIR has a statutory backing, CRPC it is there. Whereas this report, what is known as the Enforcement Case Information Report, there is no statutory backing. And what is the purpose? Simply because your name is included in the ECIR does not mean that you are guilty. You are just they have received Enforcement Directorate has received some adverse information about you. So they are opening a case. They are making preliminary, they will make preliminary inquiry and further things. Of course, that the provisions of the Act are very serious, including confiscation and including there is no need to show you the reason. It is a very difficult act. That is why so many cases are pending, especially Supreme Court has also upheld the provisions of the this AIM, that is prevention of PMAG 2002. So all these points you should take, but it is, remember, another most, you are sending a press note from Department of Revenue to the members of the public. There was, recently 2 or 3 actors, totally 60 actors, 60 journalists, 60 plus people, they have been arrested. They have been charged with this. So there is a lot of criticism against this act. And in fact, Supreme Court also in Kavita case, in Kejriwal case, 2 cases, Supreme Court has come down heavily against the ED. So these things you should keep in mind. And you should remember, this is an internal document. This is an internal, it is not meant for the public domain. So it is an internal document created within the department for facilitating further follow-up. So these things you should highlight in the press. So this is another point you should keep in mind. Secondly, fourth question is this: I'm giving you skeleton information so that you can attempt and send the answer to me as quickly as possible. Next is zonal council. There was again this zonal council. There was a question in civil service examination. There is a preliminary. I have sent you the answer for the preliminary question. There were 15 questions were there in the preliminary for Indian polity. I have solved the question in the, of course, for my civil service student, because I take class for the civil service also. I have solved the questions. I have sent you the answer. I'm 100% sure you may not have seen, because you thought it is a higher standard. No, section officer also you will get, because UPSC is the paper structure. UPSC is setting the paper for both CSE as well as section officer and vice principal, etc. So you have to go through that. One other question related is zonal council. Whether zonal council is a statutory body or constitutional body or executive body. It is remember, it is a statutory body. It is not a constitutional body. Interstate council is statutory body under Article 263 of the Constitution. Whereas zonal council is not a statutory body. It was created under the Reorganization of States Act 1956. 1956. So what is the purpose? Coordination, interstate coordination to ensure harmonious relations among the states and between the states, and also center-state relations. And Home Minister is the permanent. There are 5 councils are there. 5 councils are there. All the councils, Home Minister is the chair. For all the council or zonal council, Home Minister is chair. In addition to this zonal council, there is a exclusive council for northeastern states. Remember, what is the difference between zonal councils and the 5 zonal councils and northeastern councils? Zonal councils were created by a Reorganization of States Act 1956. Whereas Northeastern Council has been created under the Northeastern Act of 1968. So both are different footing, even though the purpose is same. Third, there is a question: how many states have been, how many zonal councils have been created? Originally, 5. So this is an addition. So what is the total number of zonal councils? 6. It is all the 5 plus a Northeastern Council, 6. And who are all the members? The concerned, the Home Minister is the permanent chairman. Remember, there may be question that the Prime Minister, no, Prime Minister. Interested Council is different. Interested Council is different. This is different. The Zonal Council is an internet was created. It's a statutory body. You should know the difference between statutory body and what is known as constitutional body. UPSC is a constitutional body. Why? There is a mention. There is a mention about UPSC in the constitution. CAG is a constitutional body, 148. It is mentioned in the constitution. Supreme Court is a constitutional body. So the other election commission 324, it is in a constitution. Whereas this is not a constitution. Interstate council is a constitutional body, 263. Whereas zonal council is not a constitution. It is created by a law. What is the law? Reorganization of States Act 1950. So that is why it is called statutory body or legal body. Then there is a body called the executive body. It was created by executive resolution. For instance, Niti Aayog. Niti Aayog is not a constitutional body, not a statutory body. Instead, it was created by an executive resolution passed by the cabinet. It has no backing of the law. It has no backing of the constitution. It is an extra constitutional, extra legal authority. Not only Niti Aayog, but was also Planning Commission and subsequent what is known as NDC, National Development. So you have to mention it. The Home Minister has asked you to prepare a brief about the zonal council. So you have to prepare what is the background, who created this? Is it Mrs. Gandhi or Manmohan Singh? No, it was created by Jawaharlal. So the idea that it is the brainchild of Pandit Nehru, and he created this for the very purpose of interstate coordination and build up a harmonious relations between the states and among the states. That is the purpose of zonal councils. So you should know that these 4 important points you should keep in mind. Very important. Then let us see some MCQs. Let us see some MCQs. These 4 questions, try to send the answer, and so that reduction to a lower stage in the time scale is not permissible under the CCA rules for an unspecified period or as a permanent measure. An official, after major penalty proceedings, can be imposed a penalty of reduction to lower service or grade or post or lower time scale for an indefinite period. Which of the statement is correct? Tell me. Tell me. Yes, Ravi. Mrs. Kaur. Yes, Praveen. This was in the notes. It was in the new notes. We have discussed also. Hmm. Ravi B. Tell me. Raj Vishek. Yes, tell me. Try, attempt. Even if it is wrong, it does not matter. We will remember it. Abhishek D. We score P. Very good. Will not wait for the answer. Very good. B is the correct answer. 2 only. See, you should know the difference between reduction in stage and reduction in rank. What is the difference? Distinguish between reduction in stage and reduction in rank. Listen to me carefully. Reduction in stage is your increment is pulled down. Let us say your basic pay is 68,000. 2 cells or 3 cells are brought down. It is coming to 60,000. It is only a monetary loss. It is not a status loss. Kindly understand. That is why you are not able to answer the question. You do not know the difference between reduction in stages and reduction in rank. Reduction in stage means increment. Only monetary loss. Reduction in rank means your status is down. You are now section officer. You can be reduced to assistant. You can be reduced to UDC. You can be reduced to LDC, provided you have been recruited at LDC level or UDC level. It cannot be reduced below your recruitment status. So, first is a monetary loss. Second is a status loss. Remember. For instance, in public image, second is more serious. Why? In your house, you might have put as Mr. So-and-so, so-and-so, Under Secretary, Department of Revenue. Now you are reduced to section officer. For you are, it is a false statement. So you have to change the name board. The people will come to know that you have been reduced. Whereas your pay is reduced from 60,000 to 60,000, nobody knows. It is only what is known as monetary loss. Reduction in rank is status loss. Now read it. The reduction to a lower stage in the time scale is not permissible under CCA rules for an unspecified period or as a permanent measure. You are drawing 68,000. It is reduced to 60,000. Can it be permanent? No. It is only for a specified period. Why? Under FR26, you are entitled for an increment if you complete 12 months. This is mandatory except for occasion. New appointment or what is known as MACP. In these promotion, etc., only minimum you can spend 6 months. Then you are entitled for an increment, except these 4 occasions that we will see in FRSR. All other cases, you have to spend 12 months under FR26. If you spend 12 months at a stage, you are entitled for an increment. So how can you say specific period? No. So first statement wrong. Second statement, an official after major penalty proceedings can be imposed penalty of reduction to a lower service, reduction to a lower grade, reduction to a lower post in the time scale for an indefinite period. Yes. not necessarily specific period. Suppose let us say you are not, you can do it specific period also. Suppose you have committed a mistake, Mr. A has committed a mistake, serious mistake. He was a section officer. He was reduced to assistant. The disciplinary authority can say you are reduced to assistant for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. If he keeps quiet, he did not say anything in the punishment order, that means permanently he will be assistant only. He can write examination, he can open to, that is a different. The reduction is permanent. That is the difference. That is possible. You can be reduced to a lower rank, but you cannot be reduced. As far as stages are concerned, it should be only for a specific period. Be clear. If you don't understand, I can repeat it again. Because unless you understand the concept, you cannot answer the question. You cannot answer the question. Now, next statement. A government servant on whom the penalty of withholding of promotion, withholding of increment have been imposed should not be allowed to register his name with the employment exchange for higher post. Number one, reduction to a lower scale in, reduction to a lower scale in the time scale of pay by one stage for not exceeding 3 years without cumulative effect, without affecting the pension is a minor penalty. What is the answer? Tell me. Tell me, try. Even if it is wrong, does not matter. Praveen C. B. Mr. Ravi B. Tell me, Ravi. Ravi, tell me. You wanted to say something? Ravi Kumar, tell me. B. No, B is the correct answer. Yes, Ravi Kumar, you raised your hand. Tell me. You wanted to say something?
Yes, sir. B is correct answer, sir.
Okay, you have already given. I will tell you.
Yes,
See, you should read. I will read the question. Again, you are not understood properly. A government servant on whom the penalty of withholding of promotion, uh, withholding of increment have been imposed should not be allowed to register his name with the employment exchange for higher post. Correct statement. Correct statement. Why? What is the intention of imposing withholding of promotion? To deny him the monetary benefit. That is the purpose. God forbid, if you are qualified for promotion, you will get a monetary, pecuniary benefit. Suppose your appointing authority has ordered that you will be held, no promotion will be given. It's a monetary law. The very purpose of imposing the penalty of withholding a promotion is to deny higher pay. If you are your name is forwarded for higher post, that is defeated. Number one. Secondly, withholding of increment. The very purpose of withholding of increment is to deny you the monetary benefit. After having denied monetary benefit on the one side, if I am forwarding your application for higher post to the employment exchange, I am committing suicide. So, first statement is correct. Should not be allowed to register. The Government of India decision, note down. It's very important. Next. Reduction to a lower scale in the time scale of pay by one stage, not more than 3 years, without the cumulative effect, without affecting the pension, is a minor penalty. Yes. I don't know why you are doubting. This is a minor penalty. 1, 2, 3, 3A. This is 3A. First is censure. Second is withholding a promotion. Third is a recovery from pay. 3A is reduction to a lower stage for 1 year, one stage, not more than 3 years, without affecting the pension benefit or with the cumulative effect. This is a minor penalty. Why do you differ? Correct. So both are correct. Both are correct. Next. And again, both are correct. Both are correct. Ready? Second question, both are correct. Second question, both are correct. Tell me quick. Third question. Third question. Tell me. This also, I given you the notes also. This we have discussed also. Jyotsna A. B. Navjit A. Satyam B. Praveen B.
D, sir.
B.
D.
Okay.
D for
C.
Delhi, sir. D for Delhi.
D for Delhi. Okay. Now hear me. Listen to me carefully. Understand. Concept is important. This may be asked. The question may be asked in any way. Not necessarily in this form. Other form also. An official cannot be marked as dice non in case he performs duty part of the day but leaves office without permission. It can be marked. It's an incorrect statement. I remember told you and gave the notes also. Listen to me carefully. There are 4 occasions. Number 1, a government servant unauthorizedly absented from duty. Number 2, a government servant comes to office on time, remaining in office throughout, but refuses to do the duty. Number 3, a government servant coming to office on time, working in the office, suddenly vanishes without permission. He left the office without permission during the working hours. 3. Number 4, a government servant comes to office late but performs duty throughout and leaves office on time. These are all the 4 possibilities. You cannot find any other possibility. Now I told you, first 3 possibilities, dice non can be ordered. The last possibility, that is the government servant attending office late, remaining in office throughout, and performing the duties and leaving the office after working hours. In this case, dice non cannot be ordered. Then how do you regularize? There are various methods. If he has come to office after 10 minutes, within 10 minutes it can be condoned. He has come late for 2 occasions, 1 hour in a month, it can be condoned. If he has absented, then coming late, half an hour casual leave can be debited. So this is the thing you can do. You can even take disciplinary action, but you cannot treat the period as dice. Now you will have a question. What do you mean by dice-non? Dice-non is not break-in service. It is as good or as bad as extraordinary leave without medical certificate. It does not count for increment. You will not get any pay and allowances. It does not count for pension. It is not a day at all. That is called dice. But it is not a your past service is not forfeited. What is the difference between dice-non and break-in service FR17A? We will see when we take up what is known as FRS. So first statement, he can be what is known as the dice-non can be ordered. First statement wrong. The penalty of withholding of increment takes effect from the date of increment accruing to the official after the issue of punishment orders. Yes, after the issue of punishment orders only. Suppose let us say your punishment order is issued on, let us say, 1/8/2024. Your increment is already done. It will not be affected. Your increment will be withheld only next increment, 1/7 of 2025. It will not affect the increment already drawn. An increment drawn means drawn. At the time, the penalty is not enforced. The second statement is correct. So the answer is 2 only. Remember, to understand the concept, again I repeat, you will get 100 questions like this. If you don't understand the concept, why the question is wrong or why the question is right, you will not be able to answer remaining questions. Next, question 4. 2 only. Next. This is also in the notes.
A, sir, fourth A.
Pardon, give me in the, I mean, just give me your answer in writing below that. Yes, Ravi, tell me. Very good. Praveen A.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Praveen A. Next, Ravi, tell me, what is your answer? What is your answer, Ravi?
A, sir. A is correct
A,
answer.
A. Very good. A. Okay. Yes, Miss Kaur, Yoshna, Ravi, Satyam, Abhishek, why you are silent? Normally you are very active. Huh? Tell me. Okay. Let me explain. The officers performing current duties of a post cannot exercise statutory powers under the rules. Correct. He cannot exercise. He can exercise administrative powers. He can exercise financial powers. But he cannot exercise statutory powers. What is statutory powers? The powers which have been given to him under a law. For instance, imposition of penalty. All these things are derived from the CCA rule, which is a statutory document. So he cannot do it. Second, the officers holding current charge of the duties have all powers vested in the full-fledged incumbent on the post, including the powers to modify or overrule the orders of his regular incumbent on the post. No. If you are given the charge of current duties, it is current. For the present, what are the duties you can discharge? You cannot apply any rule, any decision retrospectively. Your regular, he has to wait, you have to wait for the regular incumbent. You cannot revise the orders of the regular incumbent. Except one occasion, you can put up the case to the next higher authority, he can over. You cannot do it. So second is wrong, first is correct. Answer is 1-1D. Next. Abhishek, A. Satyam, A. Joshna, A. Praveen, A. Correct.
It is C, sir.
Presenting officer is the very simple, because it is the property of the disciplinary authority. Kindly listen to me.
C.
All the documents which are given in the charge sheet have been given by the disciplinary authority. The actual custodian is disciplinary authority. Now, for conducting the inquiry, he has nominated a person called presenting officer. So naturally, the documents on behalf of the prosecution should lie with the presenting officer. Now, it may be some contradiction here. Yesterday, when we discussed, I told you the documents should be shown. The documents should be shown to the person only in the presence of responsible officer, which are remaining with the inquiry. During the course of inquiry, the presenting officer will give the document to the inquiry officer. It is the responsibility of the inquiry authority to ensure safety of the documents. But with whom documents will lie? With the presenting officer. So there is no contradiction. You may think this, that is why I clarify. Next. Who is empowered? Presenting officer, the answer. Who is empowered to pass interlocutory orders in a departmental proceedings? Abhishek, Praveen,
3.
Pardon? Very good. Inquiry officer. You know what is interlocutory nature? Interlocutory nature is the nature of step in aid. It is not the final order. In a legal term, suppose there is a divorce case, the divorce case is not settled, but interimly there is a provision for custody of child. That is an interlocutory. Or let us say you wanted a, postponed of your inquiry date from 13 to 18. The inquiry officer says no, 18 only, 13 only. It is an interlocutory. There is no appeal available for interlocutory orders. There is no appeal, does not lie. I told you in which cases appeal lies, in which cases appeal does not lie. Appeal does not lie against the order of the president. Any order of interlocutory nature, or of the nature of step in aid, or the final disposal of disciplinary proceeding, other than an order of suspension, and also any order made by the inquiry authority during the course of inquiry. In these cases, appeal does not lie. So, inquiry officer is the correct answer. Next. Daily order sheet is to be maintained by the defense assistant and the inquiry officer. Examination of witnesses are done in 3 parts. Which of the statement is correct? Abhishek, C. C. Praveen, C.
D.
Huh?
D for Delhi, sir.
D for Delhi. Very good. Yes. Satyam, Ravi, Joshna, Miss Kaur. Satyam B. Joshna A. B is the correct answer. B is the correct answer. That is the statement 2. That is statement 1 is you are confused. Daily order sheet is the authentic record of what transpired on a sitting. It has to be signed and authenticated by all persons who are present at the inquiry. But who maintains this inquiry office? Remember, very important. It is authenticated, it is signed by all people who participated in the sitting, but maintained by the inquiry officer. Daily order sheet. So, first statement, defense assistant and inquiry officer. No, it is only inquiry officer. Statement number 1, wrong. The examination of witnesses are done in 3 parts. Yes, examination chief, cross-examination, re-examination. Every witness is to be examined in 3 stages. One is examination chief, then cross-examination, then re-examination on the points of cross-examination. Correct. Next. 8. Tell me. Why nobody is attempted?
A, sir.
Praveen, Satyam.
A.
Tell me. A. Joshna. C is the correct answer. Both. C is the correct answer. Why? Where there is an inherent lacuna or defect in the evidence produced originally, it is permissible for the disciplinary authority to produce a new documentary evidence which was not included originally. Yes, it is permissible. Because in the originally there is an inherent lacuna. But remember, you should provide equal opportunity to the defense also. He can also, once you give, he has a right to produce his evidence in support of his case against the so-called inherent lacuna. So equal opportunity should be given to the at least government servant also. But the fact remains, if there is an inherent, inbuilt lacuna, lack of evidence, you are entitled to produce it. There is no objection. Second, it is necessary to initiate de novo proceedings. What is de novo? Afresh. Again, the officer, if the appellate order is set aside for procedural defects, de novo fresh. What is the fresh? You are not followed 311. You are not provided him any opportunity. He had said that he has put a blame of bias against the inquiry of you continue to the inquiry. So there is a defect, procedural defect. So you can always order the de novo. De novo means afresh. It can be right from the beginning also. It can be in between the stages also. That is also permissible. Next. Tell me.
D.
D.
Yes, sir.
Abhishek D. This is the new addition. Hajj committee, there was no disciplinary powers. It has been added recently. B is the correct answer. 2 only is the correct. Chief Executive Officer of the Hajj Committee is the disciplinary authority for all officials up to the level of superintendent in the organization. No, Deputy CEO. Deputy CEO is the disciplinary authority in the organization for minor penalties. Second statement correct. For all employees up to the level of superintendent, the Hajj Committee, chairperson Hajj Committee is the appellate authority. Yes, he is the appellate. Absolutely no. Remember, this is 9. Next. 10. Again, this is a new addition. Recent modification. Tell me.
B.
Huh? B. Next. What about Ravi, Satyam? B. Satyam.
Not
B.
given by the private bodies can be accepted only with the private.
Joshna. Score. Abhishek C. Avijit Kaur. C. No. Remember, I told you the recent, you may not have seen. In the case of secretaries to Government of India, the competent authority to grant approval to accept awards from the government bodies or private organization is the central government, not cabinet secretary. Earlier it was cabinet secretary. Now it is central government. Remember, very, very important. Recent, it's hardly 1 month before. It was previously, you are correct. Previously it was cabinet secretary. Now it is central government. Central government means minister in charge. Okay. The awards given by the private parties, private bodies can be accepted only with the prior approval of the competent authority. Correct. That is correct. Competent authority. That we will see when we take up rule 14 of conduct rules, we will see. So remember, 2 wrong, 1 only is the correct. Sorry, one only, if 1 is wrong, 2 only is the correct. B is the correct answer. B, yes, Satyam.
So this fee, by default, we are considering that if this surpasses the limit of 7,500,
Pardon? 70?
the gifts that is beyond the value of 7,500 for those only.
No. It is. I'm not talking about the gift. Read the question.
Okay.
In
Sorry.
case of secretaries to Government of India, the competent authority to grant approval to accept award.
Yes, sir. Sorry.
Award means monetary award. Suppose, let us say you have done wonderful work during the time of COVID. The Rotary Club wants to honor you. You can accept it only if the secretary of your department agrees.
Yes, sir.
For the secretaries, previously it was cabinet secretary, now it is central government. Award in the place of gift, we will see rule 13 that we will see a separate. Okay, now we are coming to what is known as, I have already given you the notes for gift. And I mean, I think up to 13 or 14, I have given you the notes of. Up to rule 4, we have seen. Employment of near relatives, we have already seen yesterday. Now we are coming to rule 5. Very, very simple. But if you go through the rule, it will be very difficult. Very simple. Listen to me carefully. You need not see the notes. Nothing is required. Yes, Joshna, tell me. I'm not able to hear you. Put the mic. Pardon? No, your mic is off. Kindly see. Tell me.
Sorry, sir, I want to ask you one thing.
No, I'm
Sorry.
not able. I'm not able to hear. Just to put the, you write down your question. I will explain. Write down your question.
In CCS conduct group, there is a 1 point. If any of
Pardon?
now you're hearing me, sir? Now why? Sir,
What is that?
in CCS conduct rule, there is a 1 point.
Tell me. Conduct rules I have not completed.
Sir, in CCS conduct rule, there is 1 point. If any person is working as a
agent, yes.
now
agent
you're hearing me,
also.
sir?
Yes. So in the gift and the private in lending and borrowing, investment, lending and borrowing, rule 15 and rule 13, agent also include. Agent working on behalf of the government servant is included. Or 2 rules. One is rule 15, another is rule 13. Agent is also part of the family. That we will come when we take up the rule 15, I will explain. Okay. Kindly listen to me carefully. We have seen rule 4. Up to rule 4, we have seen. Now we are taking up rule 5. Politics and election. Remember, this provision, there are 3 provisions in this. Number 1, government servant vis-a-vis politics. Number 2, government servant's family vis-a-vis politics. Number 3, government servant vis-a-vis elections. If you read all the rules in the CCS conduct rules, you divide these into 3 segments. One is government servant vis-a-vis politics. Second is government servant's family vis-a-vis politics. Government servant vis-a-vis elections. These are all the 3. Now first let us come. Government servant vis-a-vis politics. Remember, government servant cannot undertake, cannot associate with any political party whatsoever. Subscribing, supporting, associating with any political party is totally forbidden. Max Weber theory of public administration. You have to remember political neutrality. You cannot be seen, you can be felt. Through your nose, you can be felt, but you cannot be seen. So under no circumstances, a government servant can involve in any political party, any political movement, any political meeting, associating or subscribing or canvassing any political party is totally the non-relaxable rule. President of India, even President of India cannot relax this rule. This is a very, very category. Point you should remember is which is a political party, which is not a political party. It is for the government to decide. According to you, this is not a political party, but government says this is a political party, that is a political party. Similarly, what will amount to be your association with the political party is for the government to decide. You have no say. So remember, very simple. Association with any political party, direct or indirect, canvassing, associating, subscribing, aiding, any way with any political movement it is a misconduct. If you attend any political party meeting consecutively 3 times, if there is an IB report saying you attended this particular political party meeting consecutively for 3 times, an entry can be made. You are politically biased. If you attend any closed door meeting of any political party, there is a political involvement. So remember, it is a non-relaxable rule. Very, very important. Okay. Second is government servant's family vis-a-vis politics. Remember, members of the family of the government servant are not servants of the state. They are not servants of the state. So you have no control over their political association. You cannot say, don't go. Because they are independent. Not Article 21 of the Constitution, they have got every right. They are individual. You have no control. So government servant has no control over the members of his family, and the members are not bound by this rule, except one. What is the except one? If the members of the family are associated themselves in any subversive politics. What is subversive politics? What is abnormal politics? That is a political movement which has faith in the throwing the government not by the ballot but by the barrel. The objective of the association, organization, political party is to overthrow the government by force. And if your family member is associated with such movement, you have a duty. What is the duty? You should persuade them not to associate themselves with that political movement. If they agree, well and good. If they don't agree, make a report. Very simple. If they don't agree, make a report. Most importantly, which organization is of subversive politics? Which movement of the association, the extent of association of your family member amount to joining subversive politics? It is for the government to decide. You have no role. So, second. Third, the government servant vis-a-vis elections. Very, very simple. Only one sentence you should know. Government servants have no right except to exercise his franchise. He cannot indicate to whom he proposes to vote. He cannot indicate to whom he voted. He cannot canvass for any political party. He cannot canvass for any political candidate. He cannot ask his spouse or children to vote or against, in favor, or abstain from voting in any case. Totally. And keeping electoral symbol at the residence or at the vehicle, it amounts to political involvement. Action can be taken. Oh, very simple. However, these are 3 exceptions. As a part of your duty, you are a returning officer. Naturally. And you are a district collector, district magistrate. You have to make arrangement for the visit of the minister. Minister coming to the constituency. You have been interested in the protocol duties or security duties. You cannot say, no, election, rule 5 says, don't involve, so I am not. No. Or you are associated with the election, official matters. These are all the 3 exceptions in Rule 5. I think it should be very clear to you. That is number 1, government servant vis-a-vis politics, no. Total no. Government servant family with reference to politics, yes, except subversive politics. Election vis-a-vis government servant, no. He can vote, except voting, he has no other right. So remember, this is the Rule 5. Now we are coming to Rule 6. Joining association and unions. Joining association and unions. Very simple. We will see Constitution. It is a reflection of Article 19. Article 19 is very important, one of the fundamental rights. Freedom of speech and expression, freedom to assemble peacefully without arms, freedom to form union and association and cooperatives, freedom to move throughout the territory of India, freedom to settle and reside in any part of India, freedom to acquire, hold, and dispose of property which has been deleted, and freedom to practice any trade, business, or avocation in any part of India. These are called 7 freedoms. Each freedom has been restricted. The same restriction has been included here also. And remember, it includes the cooperative also. It includes cooperative also. 97 Constitutional Amendment Act 2012 added Part 14B and as well as Directive 43B, and it added one more for fundamental right in Article 19. So this we will see in the Constitution. But what is as far as this article is concerned, remember, very simple. No government servant can join or continue to be a member of any association or union, the objective of which is prejudicial to the interests of sovereignty, integrity, public order. Sovereignty, integrity, public order, and morality. SIPOM, SIPOM, sovereignty, integrity, public order, morality. If any association is against the interest of SIPOM, you cannot join, you cannot continue with the said organization. Very, very simple. So this is rule 6. Then comes rule 7. Demonstration. Demonstration and strike. Very, very important. You will get a question. All India Service Railwaymen has called for a strike. Write, draft a letter to all the department giving instruction how to handle strike. So this is rule 7. Demonstration and strike. What do you mean by strike? What is the definition of strike? What is demonstration? Remember, demonstration means it includes freedom of speech and expression, freedom to assemble peacefully, freedom to form union and association. All the three together we call this a demonstration. Any demonstration you take, any demonstration means it's a freedom of speech and expression. They shout. Freedom of union and association. You are a union only saying, and they are all assembling for particular things. So all the three derived from Article 19, which I told you just now, and all the restrictions given in this, all the three fundamental rights include here also. And remember, freedom of speech and expression is the most restricted article, because freedom of speech and expression includes press freedom also. There is no separate freedom for the press. Article 19 includes freedom of press. So naturally, maximum restrictions have been given. Sovereignty, integrity, public order, morality, health, security, friendly relations, foreign states, incitement to offence, defamation. 11 items have been given as restriction. So the government servant should not associate with any demonstration, the objective of which are prejudicial to the interest of sovereignty, integrity, public order, morality, health, what is known as incitement to offence, defamation, friendly relations, foreign states. This is the complete prohibition for demonstration. You cannot join if the objective is prejudicial to these. Then, what is strike? No government servant can indulge in coercing, compelling, influencing, or adopting any type of strike. What do you mean by strike? Strike is nothing but stoppage of work, slowing down the pace of work by a group of officials, doing in a combined manner. There should be a mens rea. Legal students, legal understanding, it is called mens rea. There should be a combination of mind. Suppose you are joined, there are the 16 joints, this what is known as PS are working with the joint secretary, administration. All the PS are joined together. Suddenly you make a plot saying this is a budget time. Prime Minister is calling for the briefing, and Joint Secretary and he is busy. All the 16 people went away, suddenly vanish. Finish. There is a combination of mind. There is a meeting purpose. There is a stoppage of work, slowing down the pace of work. That is the intent. Combination of mind, mens rea, the motive, intention. This should be proved. So by a single official going, no, single official is not cooperating, that is not a strike. There should be a combination of mind. There should be a motive. The purpose is to slow down the pace of work. Slowing down the pace of work. Stopping the work, which includes mass casual leave, work to rule, stay in strike, sit in strike, wildcat strike, indefinite strike, what is known as a sympathetic strike. All these things are the wildcat strike. Wildcat strike means without any notice, straight away you jump to the strike. No notice. That is called strike. So no government servant can indulge in any practice of forcible or influencing or giving pressurize any government officer in furtherance of his service or in furtherance of the service of any other government servant. So well, let us say Mr. A, Joint Secretary, suspended Mr. B. You are all sympathy with him. You all of you join, we are going out, it is a strike. So in favor of, not only your favor, in favor of any other government servant, in furtherance of service of not only the government servant, but also any other government servant. No coercion, no compulsion to be adopted. This is called what is known as demonstration and strike. Strike, how do you define strike? Defining strike is a stoppage of work, slowing down the pace of work, done by the group of employees with combined motive, with the combined, that is important, combination of mind for a purpose of slowing down the process of work, which includes mass schedule, participation of bandh, and all types of strike. Is very, very important. Rule 7, don't ignore. Very important. Then comes relation with the print and electronic media. Rule 8. Very simple. It was earlier, it's very difficult. Now it is very simple. What can be the possible association with the press, whether it is electronic media or print media? What would be? You can be a manager, you can be editor, you can be a publisher, you can be a owner. There is no other way of association. You can be an editor, you can be a manager, you can be a owner, you can be a contributor. Contributor we will see in Rule 15. All the three, ownership, management, editor, all the three are forbidden. Without the permission, without the sanction of the government of India, no government servant can participate, own or manage or associate himself or editing or anything concerned with the print or electronic media, except with the approval of the government of India. Very simple. Except this rule does not apply if you are the editor of the Kurukshetra, if you are the editor of India Perspective, if you are the editor of a Yojana, you are associated with various government of India publications, is exempted. Except with the prior sanction. Suppose you got sanction, is exempted. So your official capacity, if you are involving, you are perfectly within their bounds. There is no problem. Then comes, we are coming to next, evidence before the commission. Sorry. 9. Rule 9. Very important. Criticism of the government. Listen to me carefully. This is a potential question. Criticism of the government. See, remember, it's a slightly complicated rule, but understand the concept. No government servant shall, in any telecast, or in any broadcast, or in any TV, or in any electronic or print media, or in any document, or in any public utterance, or any publication issued by him or by a member of family or by agent on his behalf, he shall not, three things remember. He shall not criticize. He shall not, kindly understand, he shall not criticize the current policy, current action. Current policy, current action of the state government or central government. Number one. He cannot criticize with embarrassing remarks. He should not undertake any embarrassing remarks or criticize the relations between the foreign countries and India, the relations between state government and union government, current action, current policy of state government or union government. Totally forbidden. Very, very important. Current policy, suppose you criticize Nehruvian economic policy, absolutely no problem. Current policy, current action, two things. Current action, current policy of state government or central government. If you are criticizing the old policies, Professor monologues, old 5-year plan, that's all useless. Nehru has not done anything, nothing. You cannot criticize the current policy, current action, recent policy, recent action. You cannot criticize. Not only state government, not only central government, everything, both. Similarly, any remarks, anything which would embarrass the relations between union government and state government. Anything which would embarrass the relations between India and foreign countries. These three are totally forbidden. There is one exception in it. What is the exception? If the office bearers of the JCM, Joint Consultative Machinery, are recognized unions, they can express their views condemning the department, condemning the government to protect the interests of the government servants. Suppose let us say DA is frozen. They have not decided. They said pay commission of India is in a political, economic problem. So we are winding up the 8th pay commission. And the JCM members are opposing. JCM members come out to the prostate. It is not that like. They can criticize, but only in the interest of the government servant. Only in the interest of the government servant. Remember, this is the first thing you should remember. No government servant, either in the radio broadcast or telecast in any way, any document published in his name or pseudonymously or anonymously or any other name which has the effect of adverse criticism of current policy, recent policy, or what is the current action or recent action of the central government or state government, embarrassing the relations between central and state, embarrassing the relations between the union and the foreign countries. This is the rule 9. This is a very important rule. Then comes what is known as rule 10. Evidence before the committees. I remember to told you some question. Pay commission, something like that. I mentioned. Evidence before the committee. Rule 10. Very important. Equally, rule 9 and rule 10 are very important. Especially now that pay commission has been set up, the question is potential. Very simple. I told you rule 9. Basic rule is no government servant shall tender any evidence before any committee or before any authority or before any person whatsoever may be without the sanction of the government of India. Very simple. No government servant shall, except with the sanction of the government, tender any evidence before any authority or before any person or before any committee whatsoever be the purpose. If sanction has been given, he should keep in mind the provisions of Rule 9. What is the provision? You cannot criticize the current or recent policy of the state government or central government. You cannot criticize the relations between the union government and the state government. You cannot make any remarks embarrassing the relations between the central government and the foreign countries. This you should keep in. If the sanction is given for you to tender evidence before any committee, you should keep the provisions of Rule 9 in mind. Very simple. However, this provision does not apply to 3 categories. What are the 3 categories? Number 1, any committee constituted by Union Parliament, any committee constituted by state legislatures, any committee constituted by judiciary, any committee constituted by Union Executive, any committee constituted by Union State Executive, or during any departmental inquiry. Absolutely no need for any permission. Suppose let us say you are going to the 8th Pay Commission, you have made a representation, you have been permitted to come and you go there and you criticize the personal policy. See what is this nonsense? 15% is the scheduled caste, 7.5% ST, 27% OBC, and ex-serviceman and handicapped. Everybody, I am perfectly all right. I belong to this particular caste. You are not giving me any promotion. I am stagnating for the past 20 years. Yes, absolutely free. You have every right. You can say our economic policy is bad. Aviation sector has been sold to Tata, and petroleum sector is sold to Ambani. Yes, absolutely. Anything can be done. But if you come out of the room and say in the press, I have given this statement, you are violating. You cannot give publicity to your state. You can express your opinion within the committee, but you cannot give publicity to them. So, tendering evidence is permissible by these 4 people: Union Executive, Union Parliament, State Executive, State Legislature, Union Judiciary, State Judiciary, and inquiry during the course of departmental inquiry. So there is a Rule 14 charge sheet. You are during the inquiry, you said all these things because of this low caste fellow. Yes, absolutely. Or because of this higher caste fellow. Yes. You are doing this in the departmental inquiry. It is not a criticism. It will not amount to a criticism. Remember. So this is number 1, evidence before the commission, Rule 10. Then comes what is known as communication of official information. Official information. Very, very simple. You need not bother your mind. After RTI 2005, this has been made very simple. First, what is the test zone? What is the panacea? If a particular item is coming under the RTI, nobody will come in between. YSI has no role. Official Secrets Act has no role at all if it is permitted under the provisions of RTI. So this is technically applicable only to those where the RTI does not apply. RTI does not apply Section 8. Section 8, RTI does not apply. In such cases, no government servant shall communicate any information relating to the classified matters to any other person to whom he is not expected to deal with. Very simple. So you cannot deal with them. So you have got every right. Other information, you are guided by RTI provisions. Other than the RTI, Section 8, security organizations. If the matter related to security and other related matters, then this provision will come through. You are not expected to deal with or part with any information to anybody to whom this information should not have been given. If we violate Rule 8, this Rule 11 is violated. So remember Rule 11. Then comes Rule 8. Sorry, Rule 12. Contribution or subscription. Rule 12 is 3A. What is 3A? You should not ask, you should not assist, you should not associate. You cannot ask for contribution. You cannot ask for contribution. You cannot assist people taking contribution. You cannot associate yourself in taking contribution from any source, official or non-official, for whatsoever be the purpose. Whatsoever be the purpose. You are not expected to, no government servant shall ask for, accept any contribution or associate himself with the raising of funds or collection of money, either in cash or in kind, whatsoever be the purpose. Very, very simple. There are certain exceptions. National Flag Day, Prime Minister's National Relief Fund, PM Cares Fund, permissible. National Fund for Jawaharlal Nehru National Memorial Fund. Remember, you can contribute, but you cannot collect. See the difference. Contribution is permitted, but collection is not permitted. So, these are all the exceptions. This is Rule 12. Now we are coming to most important rule, Rule 13. Somebody asked. Gift. Very, very important. Kindly listen to me carefully. Very typical rule, very difficult, and academically also important. Exam, definitely you will get a question. First, you should know what is gift. Number one. What do you mean by gift? Number two, what will not amount to gift? Number three, what is the basic rule? And what are the other points? What is the gift? What do you mean by a gift? Gift is nothing but a pecuniary advantage. Pecuniary means monetary. Gift is nothing but a pecuniary advantage extended to a government servant by any person other than the near relative or other than a person having no official degree. Very simple. This is gift. You should remember the gift definition. That is the crux. Most important. What is gift? Gift is nothing but a pecuniary advantage extended to a government servant by any person other than a near relative or other than a person having no official dealing. Remember, if the monetary advantage, pecuniary advantage is given by a near relative or by a person having no official dealing, it is not gift. This is the crux. If a pecuniary advantage is given by any person who is a near relative or who is a person who has no official dealing, it is not a gift. What is the actual definition? Gift is nothing but a pecuniary advantage extended to a government servant by any person other than the near relative or a person who has no official dealing. Gift. Remember, casual meal, free boarding, free lodging, free lift, free boarding, free lodging, free lift, free vehicle, all these things are treated as gift. Very important. Free boarding, free lodging, free travel, all these things are treated as gift. Casual meal, casual lift, not treated as gift. Casual meal, casual lift, not treated as gift. Another. Now, what is the basic rule? Now we are coming to the basic. What is the basic rule? No government servant shall, except with the sanction of the government, accept from any person, accept any gift from any person, or allow any member of his family to accept, or any person on his behalf to accept any gift. Basically, no government servant shall accept or permit any member of his family to accept, or any person on his behalf to accept any gift. Very, very simple. I told you already the definition of gift. What is the basic rule? Except with the prior sanction of the government, no government servant shall accept any gift. Either he should accept or allow his members of family to accept, or any person acting on his behalf to accept any gift, except as otherwise provided. Except as otherwise provided, no government servant shall accept or permit any member of his family to accept, or any person acting on his behalf to accept any gift. Basic rule. Now, come to the category. What do you mean by except as otherwise provided? That is the first sentence. Except as otherwise provided, no government servant shall accept or permit any member of his family to accept, or any person acting on his behalf to accept any gift, except as otherwise provided. What do you mean by except as otherwise provided? That is the question. Except as otherwise provided means, I told you, personal friends having no official dealings, near relative, two categories of people. These two categories of people, if they give any pecuniary advantage during the social functions, what do you mean by social function? Marriage, anniversaries, birthday, or festival, where the society recognizes this particular award, particular monetary advantage should be given. It is, custom is more powerful than the law. Custom is, what is custom? What is the law? Law is nothing but the floating custom. A custom floating in the society for a long time, it becomes automatically a law. So, any in the society, if giving the gift or taking the gift is recognized as a social practice, and if such a gift is given by a near relative or personal friend having no official dealing, remember, the limit is 25,000, 15,000, 10,000. Very, very simple. 25,000, 15,000, 7,500. Not 10,000, 7,500. What is this? 25,000 for group A, 15,000 for group B, 7,500 for group C. There is no limit for group D. Very, very important. Suppose let us, if this exceeds, you have to take a prior sanction. You have to take a prior sanction. Very important. What is the limit? 25,000, 15,000, 7,500. If the limit exceeds, you have to take a sanction. So this is from where? Near relative or personal friend having no official dealing. Very, very simple. Okay. In all other occasions, very, very simple, 5,000 and 2,000. For group A and B, 5,000. For group C, 2,000. What is all other occasions? Apply your mind. Very simple. It is a festival occasion. Reward. Or whatever the festival. A stranger comes to you. He gives you a plasma TV, 1 lakh. This is other occasion. You have to take prior sanction if the limit exceeds 5,000, 2,000. For group A and B, 5,000. All other occasions. For group C, 2,000. If the limit, it is all other occasion means other than the near relative, other than the personal friend having no official dealing. It is a person is not coming under any category. He is not a near relative, he is not a personal friend having no official dealing. He is a stranger. He comes on a Diwali day. He gives you one TV. Yes, you have to take prayers. So remember, first category, a stranger during post-social occasion. Personal friend having official dealing on social occasion. Then non-social occasion, a stranger. Personal friend having no official dealing. personal friend having official leave, near relative, in all these categories, 5,000, 2,000. Otherwise, 25,000, 10, 15,000, and 7,000. If the limit exceeds, you have to take prior sanction. Very, very simple. So remember again, I repeat, what is gift? Gift is nothing but extending the pecuniary advantage to a government servant by any person other than near relative or a person having no official dealing. Free travel or free boarding or free lodging is considered as gift. Casual lift is not a gift. Casual meal is not a gift. What is the basic rule? Except as otherwise provided, no government servant shall accept or permit any member of his family to accept or permit any person on his behalf to accept any gift. What is except as otherwise provided? On social occasions. If the pecuniary advantage is extended by near relative or personal friend having no official dealing, then in that case, if the value of the gift exceeds 25,000, 15,000, 7,500, you have to make a report. Sorry, you have to take a sanction. Otherwise, you have to take a sanction. If the limit exceeds, you have to take a sanction. In all other circumstances, 5,000. Group A and B, 5,000. Group C, 2,000. Or Group D, no. If the limit exceeds, in all cases, you have to take a sanction. So remember, it may look awkward, it may look odd. How is it possible? Suppose you are busy with the marriage, somebody comes, there is a queue, and you ask them, what is the value of your gift? Is it 25,000 or 15,000? Wait, I have to take some. Remember, disproportionate asset. If your asset is disproportionate to known source of income, what is your total salary? What is your asset? Mere possession of wealth disproportionate to known source of income, corrupt. There is no need that it is not a prosecution to prove that you are guilty. It is for you to prove you are innocent. Because every person is innocent until unless otherwise he is proven. That is the basic proven. But PCA, SC atrocities, untouchability, dowry prohibition, PMLA, in these cases, there is no need for the prosecution to prove that you are guilty. It is for you to prove that you are innocent. The onus lies on you to prove, yes, I am innocent. It is not for the government, the prosecution. So naturally, if you are not able to account for your total amount of wealth, and if you are not furnished what is known as a property return, it is enough, you are corrupt. FR 56J is waiting, and Rule 14, Rule 15 inquiry, the minimum penalty is removed. That is why this rules is nothing but a means to an end. It is not end in itself. So if you are keeping this, if you do not keep these provisions in view, finally it will end in this. That is the rules have been. So we will see. Secondly, dowry, 13A. Now in this, one more item is there. Suppose a government servant, maybe it is different for the MEA, but remember, the same. If you are a member of foreign delegation, naturally it is a courtesy protocol requirement, you will be given some gift, you will give some gift, and you will be given. It's a courtesy reciprocal gift. In that case, the leader of the delegation should decide. Previously, it was 1,000, subsequently changed to 5,000, 3,000, subsequently revised to 5,000, subsequently revised to 1,000. So many changes are there. We are not worried about the changes which is undergone. As of now, very simple. If any gift is received as a member of Indian delegation to foreign country, the instructions issued by MEA and FCRA provisions will govern. Very simple. What are the provisions in FCRA that will govern the position? Very simple. So this is Rule 13, very important. It's a potential question. It has been asked many times. Remember what is known as amount. Amount is very important, and the value of the wealth exceeds Both the cases, value you should keep in mind. Now we are coming to 13A, which is dowry. First thing, dowry is not a customary gift. Previously, sometime it was under the impression the government of India itself has said it is a customary gift. Subsequently, after the Dowry Prohibition Act was made, it has been changed. Dowry is not a customary gift. As of now, dowry is not a. What is customary gift? It is demanded by the customer. Dowry is not treated as a customer. But what is the rationale behind that? All gift which is received should be tabled value with value. One copy will be kept by the bridegroom, another copy will be kept by the bride. One copy, if wherever the limit exceeds, you have to send it to the prescribed authority for sanction. So this is what is the definition of the gift? Gift is nothing but the basic thing is any security, any pecuniary advantage, any cash or any monetary value, anything, pecuniary advantage, anything which is given at the time of marriage, given before the marriage or after the marriage by either of the party or by the on behalf of the party in consideration of marriage. The crux is, if it is in consideration of marriage, it is governed by the dowry prohibition. So what is the rule? No government servant shall take or give or abet taking, abet giving any dowry which is in consideration of the marriage. Very simple. Remember, it is a non-relaxable. If a person is, if within 7 years of the time, if the bridegroom dies, if the bride dies, the presumption is husband has demanded. The presumption is she has been harassed by the in-laws of her in-law. So this is the position as far as Rule 13A is concerned. We will see next week. Thank you. Good night. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sir, it was very lengthy speech, sir, and continuously you were speaking, sir. Not pizza, sir. It was a very lengthy speech, sir. Lengthy speech. One thing I want, sir, at the time of speaking, have you content? Can you show on display, sir, so that at the time of telling, I can read that content also, because your pronunciation is not clear in the time of speaking, sir. One thing you have said demonstration, but it was coming demand station. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.